I really hate cliches, but seriously, everybody's been asking. Alright, what's up everybody? It's the Moto John back out on the streets of Philly on the Sportster today. Make sure you hit us with a subscribe if you're watching this video. Hit us with a like. Drop some comments down below. So I actually wanted to start off this video today with a cool little quick story. I was recently checking out another moto vlogger out there, motorcycling with Carl. I was actually watching one of his videos the other day. He's got a lot of cool stuff on it over on his channel. And I'm watching the video and he's talking about once he gets to 250 subscribers, he's gonna buy himself a GoPro Hero 8. And I just happened to be looking at his subscriber count and it said 249. So I'm like, I'm gonna help this guy out a little bit, hit him with a subscribe. I ended up being subscriber 250. Dropped him a little comment down there and he was like, oh hey, thanks man. He actually gave me a shout out in one of his videos the other day, so that was pretty cool. Wanted to give him a shout out as well. Motorcycling with Carl, he's got some cool stuff on his channel. Make sure you go check him out. A lot of cool stuff with Sportsters and all that. It's always really cool to network with other moto vloggers. I love checking out what everybody else is doing, get engaged in some cool conversations, stuff like that. And that's actually what got me thinking of for today's video is, you know, how as I've started to get into this a little bit more, get some followers on Instagram. Make sure you check us out over there at the Moto John. Start to get some subscribers on YouTube, different stuff like that. You always hear stuff like people saying, oh, like everybody's been asking me this or that about parts on my bike, or even any people on Instagram really, they're always saying like, oh, since everybody's been asking. And I was always wondering, like, are people really asking these questions, or are people just saying that so they can come up with content? And turns out people really are asking all those questions, which is actually pretty cool because I love engaging with that stuff. So I've been getting a lot of questions, as cliche as it might sound, about the Memphis Shades Cafe Fairing on my bike. So since I've been getting all those questions, I figured, heck, why not go ahead, make a little video about it, do a little review on it. Now, from a lot of stuff you guys see from me, you know, I don't do a ton of reviews and everything. I did review the gloves, obviously. First impressions of the Builtwell Bantam gloves. They're awesome, still awesome. Check that video out if you want. But I don't have a whole lot of reviews because I've got my bike mostly the way I want it. I can't really do a whole lot of installs. I don't have a garage, so I don't do a lot of install videos, stuff like that. I really try to keep it about, you know, Philly, traveling, different stuff like that. But let me know if you guys want to see more reviews of different stuff, whether it's parts of bikes or rides or different places around Philly. I could definitely get into some more of that. We'll always have the exploration and destinations, stuff like that. But if you guys want to see more parts and product reviews, definitely let me know. I could certainly get into some of those. So drop me a comment down there. Let me know if you want to see some more product reviews, so parts reviews, stuff like that. So, with all that said, a long-winded way of saying we're going to take a look at the Memphis Shades Cafe Fairing on my 2019 Harley Sportster Iron 1200. So we're going to start with a little walk around, and then we'll go over some of my thoughts and my review of the fairing. So we're going to roll the walk around right now, give you a bunch of different angles, different looks at the fairing. I'm going to let that run, and then we'll get back to it with my thoughts. Alright, so that was a quick walk around of the fairing. I tried to get a bunch of different angles there so you could get a real good feel of what it looks like if you're thinking about potentially putting this on your Sportster or anything like that. Want to make sure you can get a full view. Got a lot of good angles, different views there. So that was a walk around of the bike with the fairing on it. Alright, so now that we got that walk around out of the way, I got the Memphis Shades Cafe Fairing. I was looking at a lot of different ones. I felt like it was really had everything I was kind of looking for in a fairing. I did check out their gauntlet fairing. That, don't get me wrong, that was cool too, but that has a little bit of a wider clamshell type look from the front, and I was looking for something that kind of curved around the front of the bike a little bit more. I also like their Road Warrior fairing. I think they do the Road Warrior for Sportsters, but I felt like that was just kind of a little bit too big for a Sportster. I love the Road Warrior on a lot of the other bigger bikes when you get up into like Street Bob, Lowrider, but I felt like for the Sportster it was just a little bit too big. So the first thing I like about the fairing is it's going to give you a bigger look than the stock. The stock just has that little one, comes right up over the front. From the side it gives you a very sharp angle on that side profile look that you saw in the walk around. So I think that really gives it a much cooler, more aggressive look than the stock. You're gonna get a good idea of what it's gonna look like on your bike, whether it's Sportster, 883, 1200, either way, it fits on both. So I don't actually know if it fits on the 48. I think the 48 has a bigger front end. It might, maybe there's some different brackets. You probably have to look into that if you have a 48 and you're interested in this particular fairing. So the next thing I like about this fairing, and the reason I wanted to get it, is because even though it's not that big, it does cut a lot of wind. So stock, I had a lot of wind just kind of blasting me right in the chest the whole time with that stock kind of speed screen. But with this being bigger and wider, what I've noticed is this actually cuts the wind and sends it either up over your shoulders or kind of through your arms, which has been nice. So that's one of the big perks that I really like about this, and one of the reasons I wanted it. I knew I was going to be doing some longer distance, like y'all just saw me on that road trip, and I really think I attribute some of the comfortable of being on that ride to this fairing of cutting up a lot of that wind. So that's what I like from the looks, that's what I like from the functionality of it, the install of it. Very simple. You're going to get 4 brackets, you're going to put them around your forks, you're going to line them up. You've got a trigger lock mount that's going to keep it right in place, nice, tight and sturdy. I put this thing on pretty quick, no real major complications or anything like that. So one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of do this review of this fairing is I was actually searching around when I was looking into getting it, and I didn't see a whole lot of videos of people reviewing the fairing or anything like that. I did find some pictures here and there because I mostly was just wanted to see how it would look on my bike. So that's why I'm glad to kind of get this video out for anybody else that is potentially interested in the fairing, wants to know some thoughts on it, wants to know what it's going to look like on their bike. You're going to have a pretty good idea from this video, the walk around, and any of my pictures on Instagram as well. So make sure you check those out. So again, I like the fairing. I like the way it looks personally. I like some of the way some other stuff looks, but for me, this was the one I wanted to go with as far as looks, functionality of blocking some wind. I did see some other fairings on Amazon that were kind of cheaper, but didn't quite have the same look I wanted. Plus, Memphis Shades is just an awesome company. Make sure you check them out. You will have to get both pieces separately. I got this from Revzilla. The mounts and the fairing come separately, so don't forget to get the mount, all that good stuff, so you'll be able to put it all together. Purchase those separately. When I got it from Revzilla, both pieces came together, threw it on, nice and simple. So Overall, love the look, love the functionality of it, much better than stock. So let me know what you guys think about this Memphis Shades Cafe Fairing. If you're interested in putting it on your bike, if you have any questions about it I didn't go over. Also, if you want to see any more type of reviews like this, we'll always be doing the traveling destination, exploring Philly type videos, but if you want to see any other type of reviews, anything else I have specifically on my bike, definitely drop a comment down below and let me know. I'd love to answer any of those questions. Like I said at the beginning, I love engaging in any of those questions or conversations people have on motorcycles or parts, simple thoughts and questions. Love talking about all that stuff. So again, it's the Moto John. Make sure you hit us with a subscribe, like the video, drop any of those comments you got down below. Love hearing them. So we'll catch you back on the next one. It's the Moto John. We'll see y'all on down the road. Peace.